Hi Soul Family, this is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your full moon in Gemini supermoon for December 3rd, 2017. I'm doing this on December the 1st, so a lot of aspects astrologically are occurring. Before I get into the tarot reading, I wanted to go over those. So on the 1st, Mars directly opposes and exactly opposes Uranus. And this can be progressive energy or innovative energy, like progress technologically, fueled by the fire of Mars. It can also cause some conflicts between the will of the individual versus the will of the group. That's the Aquarius versus Aries thing, the I am versus the kind of the collective energy of Aquarius. On the 2nd, Mercury starts to station, where it stations to the point on the 3rd, and will start to go retrograde. So not only is this a full moon in Gemini, but Mercury stations to go retrograde on this day. And there's other amazing aspects. My favorite one I'll go into in just a moment. It's a miraculous and magical aspect that's occurring. But basically, so it's a full moon in Gemini at 11 degrees of Gemini. Also, there is a beautiful trine at 11 degrees of Neptune and 11 degrees of Jupiter. So this trine that becomes exact on the 3rd is very harmonious and positive. So Neptune is kind of a magical, miraculous, wishes fulfilled type of energy. Like some of the stuff that you'd think, oh, that could never happen to me. The really wild stuff could actually happen. And it's making this beautiful trine, which is a very harmonious aspect with Jupiter, which is the expansive, positive, good luck energy. So really, in addition to it being a full moon, and there's always the worry about the retrograde with Mercury, try not to take that too seriously and focus on the incredible positive aspects of the Neptune and Jupiter trine, again at 11 degrees. And just to keep that in mind, 11 degrees is a master number of service. So this could mean that you start a business that helps people, or you start to go to school for something that helps people. Or you start a nonprofit or something along those lines. So it's a very, very positive energy. What else is occurring on that day? I think I mentioned Mercury goes retrograde or stations to go retrograde. Yeah, that's pretty much it for the day of the full moon. And this reading is for the full supermoon at 11 degrees Gemini. We're going to do a 3-card pull based upon the supernal triangle of the Kabbalistic tree of life, or if you follow the Kemetic tree of life, the Kemetic tree of life. So if you follow the Kabbalistic tree of life, this would be the first 3 Sephira, which would be Keter, Hokmah, and Binah. If you follow the Kemetic tree of life, this would be Amenasur, Tehuti, and Sekert. Or from a Jungian perspective, it would be superconscious, conscious, and subconscious. And it's merely a 3-card pull. We're going to use that last analogy. I'm using the Morgan Greer deck. This is a Rider-Waite-Smith-based deck. Pretty colorful graphics. So I'm going to give it a good shuffle. All right. Okay, Holy Hecate, Cosmic Soul, Goddess, Mother, Highest Mind. What do we, the collective soul family, need to know on this auspicious day of Sunday, February the 3rd, where there is a full supermoon? Thank you. Ooh. Got the Devil card. The Capricorn energy card, kind of a but we got, I mean, we got it in reverse. So basically the energy is that we're moving toward releasing some kind of attachment to the physical world. So, and this could be in addictions. So this could be us, and this is actually probably a really good idea. This is kind of coming to me. Superconscious is telling us to maybe disconnect from social media, particularly on this day, especially Geminis and Virgos, because Mercury, although it's going retrograde, that causes, we're used to that, the fact that it can cause communication problems and stuff like that. But with the other aspects occurring, so Mercury is going to be squaring Saturn on this day, which is not a positive aspect. So think about it. If a Gemini's energy or a Virgo's energy is to try to analyze a problem, not only is it not getting straight facts, but it's also kind of hitting the brick wall that is Saturn, the limitations and the restrictions that Saturn brings. And also the other aspect of Uranus in opposition to Mars can cause arguments. So considering this, it may not be a bad idea for all of us really to just unplug from social media, certainly on Sunday, because there's so many more fabulous things you could be doing with your time on Sunday. And try not to get into any debates or arguments, because it's the energy is going to be there for possible, heated and static arguments, friction, a lot of friction. So just keep that in mind, especially Geminis and Virgos. I really hope that you disconnect from social media on Sunday. Okay, so super conscious. We got the Devil in reverse. Again, disconnecting, I think, with the physical world, and I believe this is a call for us to disconnect on this particular day. And the conscious mind, we've got the Knight of Wands in reverse. So this is the Sagittarian. This could be a Sagittarius in your life, and it's on the lower octave. So this could be someone who's a little bit boastful or promises more than they can actually deliver. Remember, Jupiter is the planet of expansive energy, but sometimes it promises more than it can deliver, and that's kind of the downside of Sagittarius, being that it's ruled by Jupiter. So watch for that in yourself. Watch for, wanting to please everyone so much that you're literally promising the world to everyone. Be aware of that. Be aware of being overly boastful, or there's nothing wrong with self-confidence, but being arrogant would be something to watch for on this day. And then in subconscious, we got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands, and it's in reverse. So again, I think this is calling us to disconnect from social media. We're talking about hot, fiery energy with the wands, and they're both in reverse, which I take on the lower octave of those energies. So again, I think to disconnect from social media, to not engage in arguments, particularly in that area, with Mercury going retrograde. But being aware that there may be a tendency to be impulsive with our reactions, reactive rather than active. So again, I really think the theme here is to disconnect from social media on Sunday if you can. Just enjoy, the nature, the world around you. If you're in a place where you can enjoy that this time of year, or spend time, in solitude, or actually it's a wonderful time to be creative. So if you're creative in anything from writing music to writing books or prose, or painting or sewing or any of those things, or even if you just write code, it's a very expansive creative time. So, rather than getting into a altercation online on Sunday, the 3rd, perhaps a disconnect and sort of dive into the creative part of you. That's the full moon. The full moon is creative, intuitive, fluid, flowing. So yeah, disconnect from the messages and the opinions that are out there on Facebook and so forth, and enjoy some time in solitude, where you're getting to know yourself and you're getting to know your creative process in whatever medium that is. And I think that's about it. The message here is for the full moon would be to disconnect, watch a tendency of know-it-all arrogance, and then also watch a tendency for knee-jerk, impulsive, and reactive reactions, heated reactions, because the energy is very hot for that. And remember that Neptune and Jupiter trine is very positive. So if you're going to set intentions with the full moon, maybe for the new year, even for the next few months, it's a great day to set intentions for that because it's a miraculous and magical aspect. Okay, that's all that I have. Enjoy the beautiful full moon in Gemini, and I'll see you for the astrological readings. Take care.